Imagine a sunny afternoon in the park, laughter of children in the air, and the peaceful rustle of trees in the wind, but in one sudden, chilling moment, all of that shattered. A man sitting quietly on a bench, sipping his lukewarm coffee, spotted movement near the swings. At first, it seemed like a harmless group of kids, but his trained eyes that had seen battlefields far from home, caught the signs immediately. This wasn't play. This was a cornering, a circling of prey. Two small girls, maybe 10, identical right down to their nervous glances, stood clutching each other as a much older, bigger boy barked cruel words and pushed them toward the fence. Most people nearby didn't notice, or chose not to. But for him, there was no choice. Friends, before I take you through this story, remember, moments like these are why we must stand up for one another. And if you believe courage still matters in our world, hit that like button right now, subscribe to our channel, and stay till the end, because you won't believe who these girls truly were, or how this act would change his life forever. His name was Daniel Carter. A former Army sergeant, decorated but broken in ways no metal could fix. Since coming home, he'd lived quietly with his 6-year-old son, Lucas, in a small apartment not far from the park. He was a single dad. His wife, Emily, had passed away just a year after Lucas was born. Life had been one long fight ever since, not against enemies, but against loneliness, bills, and the memories that visited him at 3 a.m. Still, Lucas was his light. Every weekend, Daniel brought him to the park, trying to give him a slice of the childhood he himself never had. When Daniel saw the girls in trouble, his body moved before his mind caught up. In a few strides, he was there. His shadow fell over the bully, and the boy turned, smirking. Until he met Daniel's cold, steady gaze. "That's enough," Daniel said, voice low but firm. The boy tried to puff up, but Daniel didn't raise his voice or make a scene. He simply stepped forward, putting himself between the girls and their tormentor. "Go home," he said. Something in his tone, the kind of tone only a soldier who stared down worse can have, made the boy mutter something under his breath and retreat. The girls were trembling. Daniel crouched down to their level. "You okay?" he asked softly. One of them nodded, the other wiped a tear. "I'm Daniel. That's my son over there on the slide. You're safe now." He walked them to the bench where they said they'd been waiting for their mother. A few minutes later, a black luxury SUV pulled up, and out stepped a woman in a sharp business suit. She was tall, commanding, the kind of person who seemed to carry her own weather with her. The girls ran to her, and she hugged them tight before turning to Daniel. "You're the men who helped my daughters?" she asked. Daniel nodded, brushing it off. "Just doing what anyone would." She looked him in the eye for a long moment, as if measuring him. "No," she said finally, "not everyone would." Her name was Rebecca Lane, CEO of one of the largest tech firms in the state. Daniel had no idea. To him, she was just a grateful mother. They talked briefly, she thanked him again, and that was that. Or so he thought. Over the next few weeks, life went on. Daniel worked odd jobs, tried to keep up with rent, and stretched every dollar to give Lucas what he needed. But one evening, as he was tucking Lucas into bed, there was a knock on the door. He opened it to find Rebecca standing there. "May I come in?" she asked. Inside, she explained that she hadn't stopped thinking about what happened. "I have resources," she said, "and I believe in rewarding people who show real character." She offered him a job. Head of security at her company, with benefits, a salary that would finally let him breathe. Daniel was stunned. "Why me?" he asked. She smiled faintly. "Because you protected my daughters without knowing who they were. That tells me all I need to know." The transition wasn't easy. Daniel had been out of structured work for years, and balancing a demanding job with fatherhood tested him in ways he didn't expect. But slowly, he found his footing. Lucas started at a better school. Their apartment gave way to a small house with a backyard. And the best part? Daniel found purpose again, not in fighting wars, but in protecting people in a different way. Months later, at a company charity event, Rebecca gave a speech. "Heroes don't wear capes," she said, glancing toward Daniel in the crowd. "Sometimes, they just wear tired jeans, sit on park benches, and refuse to look away when someone needs help." The applause was loud, but Daniel's eyes were on Lucas, who was beaming at him from the front row. And maybe that's the real message here. You never know when a simple act of courage will ripple through lives, maybe even change your own. So, if you take anything from Daniel's story, let it be this: always stand up, even when no one's watching. If this touched your heart, show your support by liking this video and subscribing to our channel. Because somewhere out there, someone's waiting for you to be their hero.